Hello, today's fishing mission has us on the banks of the muddy Sugar River at Albany, where we will use corn, worms, and chubs from D&S Bait Shop to fish for carp, suckers, bass, and the big fish of death. There's a lot of good fish in this water, so let's get baits in the water and hopefully we will catch a massive river monster. The way we're gonna set our poles up today is we're gonna use our 7-foot medium heavy pole with 50-pound main line and 50-pound leader, and we're gonna bait it with corn and throw it all the way up to the other side, and we're gonna use that to catch the carp and buffalo. The water is much deeper on the other side, about 7 feet, whereas it's maybe like 2 feet over here. With the 8-foot pole with 50-pound braid string and 40-pound steel leader, we're going to use a chub and throw it to the other side because that's where the pike are, and since pike can cut through braid line, we need the steel leader. Now, with the other pole, with my worm pole, we're going to use the 12-foot pole with a worm, and we're going to try to throw it as far as possible on the other side. That one doesn't have as much string, but the worm, it's not quite as important to throw it all the way over there because worm is a catch-all bait and there's fish all over the river, and suckers, carp, and bass will actually bite the worm regardless, and it's not quite as important as the other two baits to have all the way across the river. Somewhere in the middle will be perfectly fine. So that's how we have them set up right now. With everything set up, it did not take us long to actually get the first hit, surprisingly, on the chub. All right, folks, pretty sure we got something here on the chub. Did not take that long at all. I'm actually surprised this is the first bait that got hit. Let's see if it's still on. That's a good fish. I'm pretty sure it's not a turtle. By the way it is right now. Could be though. But that is the deeper part of the river, and the turtles do tend to, if it's a pike, it's a pretty good one. The turtles do actually tend to be in the shallower parts of the river. Nope, that's definitely not a turtle, that's a fish. That is a fish of doom. I think it's a big fish of death by how heavy it is. It could be like, it could be a bass, and it would be a pretty big bass, so I'm excited about this. It's good. I haven't actually caught a death fish in a while, but I know there's a lot of them over there. So we'll take a big fish of death any day of the week. Is that a big fish of death? Or is it a big turtle of death? I think it's not a turtle. It's definitely a fish. That's not a turtle. Is it? Oh, no, it is a big turtle of death. And I don't even think it's a snapper. That took my chub. Is that a snapper? No, it's a big soft shell. Big soft shell turtle of doom. All right. That is, yeah, that's not what I wanted, because by the way that hit, I didn't think it was a fish, and then it kind of like splashed and dragged around, but soft shells are better than snappers then, in that regard. So, yeah. Not exactly what I want, but that is a huge soft shell. I don't think it's a PB soft shell, but let's get that hook off of them and then get another chub on, and hopefully we don't get another soft shell turtle. After a while, we managed to get the, there we go, turtle back into the water. After that unfortunate turtle mishap, we are tossing another chub into the river, and hopefully this time we get an actual fish. With the worm bait on there, it wasn't long before we got a hit. Guys, I think we have something on the gray pole. Definitely think we have something on the gray pole. Loosen, tighten again. The fish are probably pretty lazy right now because it's really hot, so they're not pulling super hard. At night, I think they'll pull harder. I don't think this is a bullhead. Is there even anything on this? Yes. And that, my friends, is an actual fish that just came off. Did it come off? No, it's still there. I think it's still there. Yep, it's definitely still there. It's either a red horse sucker or a carp. It's more likely to be a carp in this type of weather because, nope, it is a red horse sucker, but these are the big type of red horse suckers. It's a silver. Probably like 2-3 pounds, silver red horse. These things fight like crazy. They're just not as big as carp. If they were as big as carp, they'd fight just as hard. But red horse sucker, and it is like a red horse sucker, or I think this is a silver one. Yeah, the silver red horses are one of the more common fish around here. Oh, got itself out, but it's in the grass. We will pick it up. I think we'll pick it up. Hopefully I don't get wet, but that's fine if I do. Pick it up, show it, bring it over to the camera, and then we'll throw it back in the stream. And then we'll get more worms out there, and hopefully we'll get another fish. Silver red horse. Very, very nice fish. One of the bigger red horse species. All right, it's fish. So it's kind of shallow here, so we're just gonna toss that guy in, and he's gonna be okay. And he's gonna kind of go off and be a silver red horse. Takes him a while. There you go. He's turned around. Now he's back in the stream. All right. Let's get more, you know, bait out there, and hopefully we'll get a bigger fish. Now, some of you may be asking me why I'm not fishing below the dam and above the dam, because there are way more catfish below the dam. A couple of reasons. One, it's July 1st, which means it's catfish spawn, and you're not going to get too many catfish anyways. And there are catfish above the dam, they're just not as many. Obviously, like, the catfishing really starts below Albany Dam on the Sugar. And two, it's very, very snaggy below the dam, and I would just rather fish above the dam where there are no snags. The other thing is I might actually move below the dam after nightfall if I don't get too much here. But so far, we got a sucker and a turtle. Not long after the worm hit, the corn hit as well, probably on a carp. Pretty sure we have a fish here. I think it's going to be a carp. Let me go get the net first, because carp is going to require the net. I have had suckers hit on corn before, but not really all that often. So let's just bring that net there, and let's actually get this fish. Did it just get off? No. It's still there. It doesn't actually seem that big. The ones in Albany Lake are generally a little bit bigger than the ones in Belleville on average, but there's some pretty small ones here as well, so. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's a net plant thing, but it's too big to just hide in the, oh my God. The line just seems super, super long. It's sloshing me through the plants. I think this one's probably 6 or 7 pounds. Definitely think this one's probably 6 or 7. It's good enough to take drag, but most carp, if they're not tiny, are plenty good to take drag. Second species of the day. Still haven't hit any of the more wanted fish. The smallmouth bass, largemouth bass, and the pike. Or the big fish of death, but at least we got a carpio. It's a decent sized one. It's not that big. The reeds make it look really big though, but it's probably like a 6-7 pounder. But we'll take it. We'll take it. Some good carping and suckering. Good for the soul, my friends. Good for the soul. There are reports of catfish here because the DNR says there are both channels and flatheads here, but I think the DNR is pretty much lying on this. Oh no! Because I've never caught a catfish here, by the ways, but that one's pretty close to a 10 pounder. And the other one just hit, but that's fine, because it's probably just a sucker. So we'll reel that up as soon as we get a look at this carp. It's pretty close to like 10. I think it's probably like 8, 9, something like that. And yeah, we got a double up, basically. All right, we need another hook, but whatever. Oh, yeah, not bad. Carp of commonage, probably like 7, 8 pounds, not quite double, but yeah, we're gonna just throw this one back in the lake. Okay, that was like, didn't realize it was so shallow over here. So it's still alive. Sorry, carp, I I can't really get down to the water. Just nudge him off the, there he goes. Goes back into the river. You can see the swirl. All right, he's sailing off right there. You see him. That's good. Nice carp. Yeah, water's a little shallow here, and it was kind of a big fish. That's okay. He's fine. He's a carp. All right, see if we got one here. Double up, worms and corn. So, yeah, a lot of what Americans call trash fish, but let me tell you, these fish, they fight harder than the bass and the walleye for sure. They don't taste as good. Actually, suckers taste okay if you can get past the bones. Carps, I don't like the taste of carps. They have that fishy taste that you can't get rid of. And for those of you wondering why I'm not setting the hook, for bottom baits, I always use circle hooks. And circle hooks, if you don't know, set themselves. They're self-setting, so you do not actually have to ever set. There we go. A red horse sucker. Another silver, I believe. Significantly bigger than the white suckers and the bait you buy for bait, obviously. Although, if there was a big muskie, you could 100% get these. So yeah, there was a double up. It's a nice double up. All right. Let me show the camera. There we go. There we go. You know, after several hours and with many baits getting stolen, I think I finally hooked something. I've gotten relatively few hits at night. They were hitting like crazy during the day, but after dark it seemed to turn off. And the few things that did hit, including something that stole one of my chubs, didn't really stay on. So I'm wondering what this is, if it's still on the hook. Is it still on? Is it still on? Oh yeah, it is. But it seems pretty light, whatever it is. Oh, now it's getting something. You're getting somewhere. Is that a turtle? How is it? It seems like there's nothing on, yet it's on. What is that? No, it's a fish, but what is it? Oh, it's a bullhead, I think. How come I'm not able to reel it in so much? Should be very, very easy to reel in. Oh, it's because my drag is very, very loose. That's why. Bullhead catfish. Yeah, I mean, not what I want, but it is another species. Definitely not what I want. I knew there were bullheads here. I wonder if bullheads basically like spawn at the same time as other catfish. I think the temperature is about the same, but yeah, bullhead catfish. If I have to end the night on this, I might not be satisfied. Stay here for a little while. It's after midnight. But with the storm coming in, there should be more fish. You can see we have a bullhead guttofish. Not really the fish I want. But yeah, we're just gonna let him go and see if we can get more fish. When dealing with the least gato of the fishes, I am not so polite. So we're just gonna toss them. Boom. So I've realized my mistake. After it gets dark, the carp come in much shallower, and they're not over there, they're over here. So for the last several hours, I've had all my baits over there where I should have had them over here. Once I switched over here, I started getting the bites, and this one actually stuck on. So we are going to get it. Oh, look at that. That's lovely. That's a strong, strong fish. I like them apples. Yeah, I switched everything to the shallower side of the dock. And we've got a pretty good bite, as you can see. It's probably a pretty big carp, by the way. Like, it had no problem just completely dominating my my reel and line. Okay, it's not that big, but it's still like a good 4 or 5 pounds. We'll take it though. We'll take it. Like, bigger than the Belleville carp, but nowhere near as big as Lake Mendota, Lake Wisconsin, but they are river fish, so they are fairly strong. So yeah, definitely if you're trying to carp here, oh, that's like on the upper side of 6 or 7 pounds, but like, definitely if you're trying to carp here, you obviously have to I'm gonna go get the net. You obviously have to know to throw much closer to the shallow side of shore if you're gonna fish here at night. And if you fish during the day, you gotta throw all the way to the deeper side. So yeah, learn something new every day. Learn something new every day. Got that carp. Now we got a net. Gonna get that carp in, I think. It's about the same size, a little bit, maybe a little bit smaller, but maybe the same size as the other one. About, give or take, like a little bit more than 5, I would guess. Like more than 5, less than 10. Something in there. Smaller than Lake Wisconsin carp. Definitely smaller than Lake Mendota carp. Much smaller than Michigan carp, but bigger than the ones generally at Belleville. There we go. Very nice carp. You guys can see down there. In that upper single digit range. Not too bad. 5-pound carp, 6-pound carp, whatever. You know what? We're gonna take it over to the ramp and ease it on in. I'm just gonna take it over to the boat ramp over there and ease it on in, because that's the only place we can we can actually like ease a fish in here. I just realized there's like a little canoe ramp over here. I didn't know it existed before, because it would have been much easier to basically release the sucker and the other carp if I had known this. But yeah, very nice. We'll try to get like 1 or 2 more fish before we go home, even though it's like, you know, midnight. But it's worth it, you know. You learn something of how to fish Albany after dark, because I was getting no hits after dark and I was getting pissed off, so I just slid it in. Oh, wow. What a bitchy carp. All right, see ya, carp. See ya. All right, it's really late. It's time for me to head back after midnight. And I waited several hours where I could have just waited a couple of minutes after dark for the fish to actually hit. I just threw the baits on the wrong side of the river. They hit on the deeper side during the day and the shallower side at night. So you learn something new every day. Next time I come into Albany, I'll know how to fish it, and I'll be able to catch way more fish in way shorter time. But this, like, stream is stacked with fish, 5 to 10 pound fish. There's pike and smallies here too, but you might need to, like, you know, go further back into the wilderness area by canoe to get them in the more rushing water. But the calm areas definitely have a lot of like carp, a lot of suckers, and if you come at the right time, like other game fish as well. So hope you like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button, give this video a hype, and join me for more fishing adventures of the Sugar River and other rivers. We'll be getting back to catfishing soon as they stop spawning on all the major rivers, especially the flatheads, and we'll have like more sturgeon content, bass content, and maybe even some pike content as well. I'm looking at places where I can actually get pike easier. So hope you enjoyed this episode. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button, and I will see you guys next time.